to practice as much as possible, because the very next week you will do a full-length test, and it will be representative of your ability. Not the next tomorrow's test, will be the next week's test, the practice test, the very first practice test. And I will show you the interface of the College Board official SAT Blue Book app, which is the application that you will take the exam on. Okay, so first off, we start with the graphical question. All right, so I'm going to briefly sum up the kind of the SAT or the aspect in the mathematics section. Firstly, I would say the most difficult part on the SAT would be the statistics, which I have highlighted a lot on today's lesson. Statistics. And this will be the most challenging. Why is that? Because it involves with mean. You're going to have to briefly remember what means are. Mean, median, what range. The less common one is mode. Mode, you can just remember LMO, or mode is fashionable. You can remember the mode is fashionable in English and also in Vietnamese. It means fashionable. And also it can be understood as the most common. The most common mode. Next up is range, max minus min. Median, the middle. Mean will be the average. And standard deviation, I will quickly just shorten it as SD, will be the spread out. Okay, spread out. And what else? Oh, also range. What is it? Margin of error. I'm sorry, margin of error. That's it. That's pretty much it. And also, yeah, sample, random sample. Okay, these will be everything that you're going to need to have to memorize when it comes to statistics. What else is graph? Okay, I'll give you some time to briefly check it while I check on An. Where is he now? Okay. Next will be graph. Random sample. This will be well, this will be the most confusing aspect in statistics. But you know, it's random sample. You're just gonna have to pick the most random. The one that gives out no bias. Okay, next up is just a very simple one, but very trippy. I would say trippy because it's easy to make mistakes on. It's not really difficult, but it's just very just you can very easily gloss over them and you can spend too much time. Okay, so when it comes to graph, I want you to remember the two things. Oh no, three things. Exponential. What shape does it have? This one or this one? Okay. Next up is linear. Linear would be like this. Next up is quadratic. On quadratic equation, we will have firstly is vertex form, which is the most important because it's very forgettable. Standard, okay. One's back. Standard form. Standard form here. And finally is the factored form. I will quickly, briefly, very briefly, remind you how to do the factored form. Let's see. Let's say I have an equation a x squared plus b plus c bx plus c equals 0, and it gives out two solutions. Firstly, x0. Secondly, x1. It'll be let's say 1, let's say 2. And when I want to give the factored form will make clear the solutions. So it will have the solution appear inside of the equation. So it will be brought to like this: ax minus x0 and x minus x1 equals 0. So what are these different forms of quadratic equation mean? What do they mean? Vertex, it will make clear or isolate the vertex. Standard form, it doesn't do anything, but factored form, it will isolate the solutions. Okay, what does it mean isolating? Isolate means to give it as a constant or a coefficient. When it comes to the term like that, giving out the constant or coefficient, meaning isolate or make clear, it will show the thing that it's trying to make clear in the equation. For example, the factored form is trying to make clear of the solutions x0, so it would be brought like ax minus 1, x minus 2. You can see that there are two solutions here. That's why it's called the factored form, 0. And if you have a vertex, the vertex is 3, 2. You are going to have to turn it into a x minus h. Remember the minus? Okay, let me h squared, remember the squared, plus k. H and k are 3 and 2. So it's making clear or isolating the coordinates of the vertex as a constant or a coefficient. That's why it is a vertex form. Minus 3 squared plus 2. So you have to remember these, because these are essentially the only things that are different in a traditional kind of maths. This will be the only things that stands out on the SAT because it's not really difficult. But you have to have everything memorized. And besides, maths is not about accuracy. It's not on the SAT. It's not. It's about speed and accuracy. Okay. On the reading part, on the reading and writing part, I allow you to make mistake on 1 or 2 dumb questions. Maximum is 2. Okay. 2 is your limit when it comes to dumb questions, and you can leave everything out for the reading section because it's very difficult. And if you are to make problems or if you are to make mistakes on the reading part, it won't matter too much. Okay. But when it comes to maths, I do not allow you guys to make any mistake because all of my students score a 80 in 800. Okay. So if you are not being able to kind of score an 800 on maths, you're gonna have to try harder on the next week's exam. It will be the full length and it will be representative of your current score. So I want you to focus 100% on that. Okay. If you can't do, or if you feel like the next week is too much for you, so you can't really practice any much, just tell me, okay? Because the next week, the next exam is very important. It's not for fun. It's not to regularly check on you. It's to evaluate your score, your current score. So it needs to be representative. If you can't do next week, ask me to move the schedule a bit for you specifically, but everyone else, you're going to have to focus on the next week, okay? So essentially, what's the point here? You have to understand one more thing, is that the SAT, the wording of the questions on the SAT, it will be very, very convoluted. It will be very complex, but essentially it's very simple when you understand what they're asking. That's why I suggest you to read from bottom up. I'm just recapping everything I've said already. All right. There's nothing new here. Everything you need to know about the SAT, I have already taught you. And I've already recorded and uploaded to the playlist of our class on YouTube. You can freely check it because, yeah, if you want to see review anything, you can check it. But nothing here is new because most of the SAT you've learned. And yeah, when you encounter a question, read from bottom up. Okay, so let's jump to our lesson because there are a lot to walk through. Hang on a sec. All right, firstly, let me see. The very third question, the very first question in our case, according to model, which of the following is closest to the monthly revenue in millions of dollars for June 2009? Quickly answer this for me, Tâm.
I choose A.
A, because this will be the very first entry and it is nearest to below 10. So it will be 8. Exactly. Now we need to focus on speed, okay? All right, next is, let's see. Just answer 3. All right, next one is 7. 7, Hưng, quickly.
7D.
7, D. Why did you choose D?
A is B is obviously wrong, and wait, and 1.376 times it makes more sense than percentage.
Okay, let's check. All right. This is the linear function gives the annual percentage increase, and you chose times. How about it? Let's see. So the result of this equation will be the annual percentage increase in the population of India X year after 1990. So if I plug 20 in, X will be 20. So let's recap. 1.376 is the annual percentage increase in the population of India in 20 years after 1990. So which is correct? C or D? Which one is more correct?
C.
See, it's very easy to get mistaken because they have already phrased it here. So don't be too careless, okay? Read this carefully and don't make dumb mistakes like this. All right. So it's C, not D, okay? Although this might make more sense, but the prompt asks for percentage increase. All right. So pay attention. Next one is Lena. Can you do this for me? Firstly, can you briefly mention me what is the kind of equation I'm looking for? What type of quadratic equation I'm looking for?
It is vertex form.
Exactly. Vertex form, and the answer is
The answer is D.
D. Can you tell me what is the vertex? The coordinate of the vertex.
0.25, 6.
Exactly. Look, this is 0.25 and 6. All right. Very good. Okay, next one. Let's see. If you have any questions that you want to ask or any, for example, if you see 14 is difficult for some reason that I don't fix it, you can ask me to fix it because I can't really know if any question is on your mind right now. So if you want to request for any question, just tell me. All right. It doesn't mean that I don't consider 14 to 15 questions that I don't circle unimportant. It's just quicker this way. Okay. If you have any
What about
requests,
15?
tell me. Okay, 15. Let's see.
15. Yeah.
All right, 15. Let's see. It's It's the power rule. If you asked it, I will briefly mention this power rule. For the power in an exponential equation, which is the power rule, you have 5 to the power of 2, 5 to the power of 7. This is the power notation. And this is an exponential equation because this will be 5 times 5, and this will be 5 times 7, 5, okay? 7 fives, okay? So if I say that 2/3, it will be, and there's one thing about power rule. When A to N and B to M times B to M, it will be A, it will be A to M. A to N times A to M. It will be easier to visualize this way. It will be A N plus M. And A to N to the power of M, it will be A N times M. So when A N divided by M, remember the number within the denominator will be carried out to the square root, to the root, okay? Square root is 2, but the root will be M root, AN. So the power stays the same for the numerator, the number on the top, but the denominator will be carried out onto the root. Just remember that the number on the denominator will be carried out, right? So in this case, it will be equivalent to this one. I'm going to have, let's see, root of square root of 2q plus square root of r all to the power of 2. This will be cube root. So A will be wrong. And obviously this will be wrong too as well. And you just use the formula A plus B squared equals A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. I will briefly remind you let me just check on the English definition of this one because I remember it in Vietnamese. I don't really remember it in English. Hang on a sec. It's just rememberable equality. They're essentially 1A plus B squared and A minus B squared. These will appear a lot on the SAT. Equals A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. And A squared times B minus B squared will equal A plus B, A minus B. So these will be the memorable equalities for the equality. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3 memorable one. You're gonna have to memorize all of them because it will appear a lot on the SAT and there's no way around remembering it, so you have to remember it. So for this case, you will expand this, break out these brackets, and you have 2q plus 2 times square root of 2 times 2. No, sorry. What is it? 2q plus 2 times 2qr plus r. And it will be all cube root. So square root of 2. Wait a second. Is this question wrong? It's kind of weird. Let me check. I think I typed it wrong. 15. Wait. It shouldn't be like this. Squared and I don't think this is correct. Let's recheck it. 2q plus square root of r 2 2/3 will be 3 out. square root of 2q plus square root of r all squared, and you have well, it doesn't look correct. No, I guess I just typed it wrong. 2q plus 2 times 2qr. There's no way this will be 2r. There's no way. So this must be 2r. This must be 2r, and then it will be square root of 2, and 2 is 4, and it will be 2 times 2 here. So square root of 4 is 2, so 2 times 2 is 4, so it will be d. So sorry guys, this will be square root of 2r, not square root of r. So it doesn't make sense because look, these are all 2r, and there's no way that r becomes 2r in this equality. So yeah, it's d. Sorry guys. And next one. Okay, nice catch on that. Next one will be, let's see. It's a bit too easy, is it? 4 and what else? Right, firstly, 4. Arndt, can you do this? Four.
A.
All right, let's see. A going through 5 and going down 3 and over 1. Down 3, over 1. Exactly. Very good. Next one will be 11. How about 11? Arndt, you do it also?
B.
Right, how did you come about B?
15 divided by 6.
15 divided. How did you get this equation?
It asks for the density. So I just, and like the current density cross section. And it says like the density for it is like the current over the cross sectional area. So 15 divided by 6.
Exactly. So the key here is this line. The density is the current divided by the cross-sectional area of the Y. So it's 15 divided by 6. It gives B, 2.5. Very good. So sometimes on the SAT, the long kind of prompt is not always wrong. But also, if you read from bottom up and you still don't find anything, it most likely is going to be the top. On the top, because well, there's nowhere else to find the keys, right? Other than the prompt. Next one is 14. Let's circle around to thumb. How is it?
B.
D. All right, how did you come
B.
about D?
I choose B.
All right, B. Let's see. All right, how did you come
Choose
about B?
I I I took it two into the T, and I found that 2 seconds after the ball is kicked, it's turned back to red. I I took the number into
Oh, so you plugged the
18
2
and
second into the equation?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
exactly. So firstly, you're going to have two clues here. Firstly is 16 feet maximum height, and secondly is 2 seconds. And for 16 feet, you can just cross out A and D and C already. And you don't really have the need to plug them in because the maximum height will be HK. In this case, it will be K because the maximum height is the Y value here. T value corresponds to X and the Y value corresponds to the height. So K will be the height and 16 is the height, and you can just choose B. Or you can plug 2 in because this is back on the ground. So H will be 0. H2 is 0. And the only thing that the only satisfactory equation is B. So B is correct. Great. You do 16 also, then.
D.
D. There are 48 are inside pieces. D. Which of the the number of rows? All right, very good. D. Okay, 18. Hung, can you do it?
A.
18 is A. Let's see. The table, if one person who responded to the poll is selected at random, which of the following statement results in greatest value? Greatest value. So you're going to have to calculate every single one of them. Firstly, A, the probability the person is undecided, given that the person is found county 1. How are you going to calculate A? County 1, undecided.
Divided by 186.
160.
86.
186. Do you mean here?
Yeah.
But the
Because-
person is from county 1.
Oh yeah. I mean. Oh, I mean. Wait.
So the
I
biggest
see.
population, the
Yeah,
biggest
I see.
population is what? Let's just
Big-
walk through this slowly. The biggest population is
the total.
total of what?
County 1.
Exactly. So the total of county 1 is 1601. And the same goes with B. B is
91 divided by 1144.
1144, exactly. And C,
35 divided by 186.
186. And finally D.
And 91 divided by 186.
Your final answer is
C.
C, exactly. Remember to walk through these questions, these kinds of questions carefully, all right? Don't be crass, all right? These will be very easy, but it will fool you if you don't pay attention closely enough. Okay, next one is On, can you do this for me? 19.
A.
Okay, 19A. What is the mean? How are you
10.
going to calculate mean?
I added Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I divided by 5.
Divided by 5. Exactly. So it's 16 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 plus 14 divided by 5. Remember, 5 because there are 5 days. All right. This graph, it doesn't have the frequency. So the default frequency is 1 for each given day. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're 1. They're all 1. So right, correct. How about the median? What's the median?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Let's see. How did you come about Wednesday is the median?
Because it's the third number.
Third number. Number of commercials. Let's see. So I'm going to Wednesday is not really the third number, is it? I can clearly see that Tuesday is the middle number. Why did you choose Wednesday?
That's if you sort it in order, from least to greatest, because you have to do that.
Exactly. Very good. So if you want to take the median, you're going to have to sort from the smallest to the largest, which gives us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to Sunday, because Sunday will be here and Wednesday will be the median, and the answer is A. Very good. Correct. Next one, you answer this also, Anne. 20.
B.
20 is B. Let's see. Which of the following is the largest population? So they're asking for the largest population. And so I'm going to have to read from top to bottom because I'm going to have to find out. A county school board in certain state is proposing this for all school in the county. Sample of 100 high school students was selected at random. Okay. The selected students were this and 70 students. So tell me, Anne, what is the largest population? If I say a sample of 100 high school students was selected at random.
100 high schoolers.
So if this
Is it-
county has 1,000 students, can this be generalized to that 1,000 students?
No,
Why is it?
because they selected 100 high school students, not the county.
So how about if I say this county has 1,000 high school students, can this then be generalized into this population? Is this representative of, for example, 1,000 high school students in this county?
Yeah,
Okay, why is that? What is the key in representing? One word.
selected.
No, the word is random. Okay, because it is random, so it would be representative of the largest population in this case is the all high school students in the county. So the answer is
B.
what is it? The 100 students who were surveyed. If I am selecting 100 students in this survey, I don't need to randomly sample everything because the key of sampling is to reduce cost. But if I want to survey 100 students, what's the point of random sample, right?
C. Yeah.
Exactly, because I don't really have the financial ability to survey every high school students in the county. I select 100 students at random, So it will be representative. That's the key in statistics. That's why it's C, right? Okay, next one. So this is the statistic. This is what I'm talking about, and this can be very easily mistaken. So look for what is the largest population before answering anything else. And if the question is asking for the largest population, it's good for us. But if it's not, you still have to look for the largest population, because you can be very quickly fooled by the way the question is phrased. So 20 is C. Okay. Next one. 28. It's your turn, Lina. 28. Oof, it's A. Let's see. What is the mean? How can you calculate the mean? And what is it? What is the mean? What is the mean in dataset A? I'm sorry, I can't really hear what you say.
It is 20.
20. Okay, 20. How about B?
22. 20.
Also 20. Is it 20 or 22?
20.
All right,
It is
20. Okay. So because look, they are very much similar. So we're going to pick the middle one. So it's 20. And this one requires a bit of calculation, and I believe your calculation. So it's 20. So the means are equal. How about the standard deviation?
Set data set A is less than data set B.
Because data set B is, what is the shape? Is it more concentrated or is it more spread out?
It is straight down.
Exactly. B is more spread out. So the dataset A has less standard deviation than comparing to dataset B. So exactly, it's A. Next up is, okay, quickly do for me 29, 30. Just quickly. Boom. 29. Elena also.
29B.
B. Okay. 29B. The result of decreasing a positive by what percent? Okay, remember, this is B because decreasing by what percent? Not 70% is the amount left. Let's say I have 100% of the, let's say, what is it? 100% of A, for example. If I decrease A by 30%, I will remain 70% of A. Okay, so it will be I decrease by 30% and it leaves me with 70% of A. This is leaving me with 0.7, which is 70% of X, by being decreased by 30%. Okay, so it's not A, it's B. All right, next one is 30. Lina, you do it also.
B.
I'm sorry.
B.
All right, B. Because if you plug them in, wait, if it's 0, oh, F plus 1. Okay, exactly, it's B. F plus 1, and 1 is 3, and 1 is 3, so it's 4, exactly, B. Very good, F plus 1. Don't get mistaken. Next up is 35. Okay, last one in this. 35, can you do it, Dom?
90.
90. Okay, walk me through your process. How did you come about 90?
I have the minute of Arvin's work is X and right by is Y, and I have an equation that X plus Y is 120.
Y is 120.
Yeah, and 4.2x plus 5.1 y equal 531.
4.2 x plus 5.1 y equals 531. So this system of equation, you just use your calculator and it's 90. Let's check. Okay, it's correct. Very good. It's quite easy, so you're going to do the next one also if it's difficult. Next is March US 2021.
33.
Yes.
Sorry, can you do the number 32? 33 of the
33.
last session.
Okay, so one of the factors of this one, x plus b, where b is a positive constant, what is the one possible value of b? Let's see. At first glance, I can see that x cubed, x squared, and x, they all contain x. So the very first solution is 0, right? So x times 2x squared plus 14x plus 24. The first one is 0. So x, you carry the x out. Next one is you factor this because look, x plus b, where b is a positive constant, one of the factors, x is one factor, and you can see that this at least contains 2 other. And I don't really have my calculator with me. Let's see. I'll use my my phone. Wait, it's here, right here. To 14, 24. -4 and -3. Cool. X plus 4, x plus 3. It gives this, but I'm missing something because I'm missing a. So a will be here. So if they're asking for, if let's say I have the factor is 4/2 and x minus 3. Let's say this. And they're asking for a positive constant. -3 is not really a positive constant, and it's not x plus b. So the only possible value of a positive constant would be 4/2 if I multiply this by this. Okay, it will be 2x plus 4x minus 3. If they're asking for 2x plus b, and if I get 4/2. So this is also one possible way they're asking you about this kind of question. So if I get this, look, what are the possible value of b? Can you tell me? Who?
Is it 4 or 3?
Exactly, and they are the answer of this question, 4 or 3. Both are correct. Look, let me zoom in for you. 4 and 3, they are both acceptable. You can't really see it, but 4 and 3, they are both acceptable because this is student's response. So one possible value, remember, you can fill in any, because on the SAT you are allowed, especially on the, no, only when you're filling in your multiple, no, student's response answer, only then you can have many possible values of your answer. But when on the multiple questions, multiple options, there's only one correct answer. Okay, so when students respond, there are some cases though in which there'll be many, but yeah, that is when they ask for one possible value of b, because there are many possible values of b, then they ask for one. Okay, so that's the key. So you know that there are many possible values of b. All right, great. I kind of like the 33rd question, but it's kind of simple, so I didn't cover it, but you asked for it, so I explained. Great. Next one is March 2021, and Thumb will do the remain. What? Let's see if it's difficult, and she'll do it. It is March US 2021. Oh, that's too simple, isn't it? Okay, you do the next two. One is Thumb.
Oh, wait.
One is
1D.
exactly D. And 5. How about 5?
5. 5B.
5B, exactly. I remember Nice Day. This question gave me so many troubles because look, I can't really pronounce Phoenix or I can't really pronounce Hoshen. So this kind of question irks me a little because I tried to pronounce it out and I tried to read it and it gave me a hard time. So I spent a lot of time doing this question and I ended up not scoring too great on this question. So remember this clear as day. So sometimes there's an urge to pronounce everything out, especially on the reading section. And as you can see, let's check. Writing. Yeah, on some examples, you can't really pronounce this word, can you? So you just remember it as C or something, Mexico in 1907, for example. You don't really need to pronounce every word out because remember to read with your eyes, do not read with your mouth, because firstly, that's against the SAT rule. You can't really read anything out loud. And if the proctor hears you, he does have the authority to cancel your score, right? So if he hears your voice, he can do it. And also he or she, of course. And also it will be resulting in a time deficit because you will spend a lot more time trying to pronounce these words than you may realize. So read with your eyes carefully, because this question alone cost me a lot of time, which I didn't really need, because if I just assign them P and G, I could have just done it quite quickly. The next one, 9. 9 will be answered by Home. Do it.
9.
9 is A. Let's see, how many housing units are added each month? Each month, so you're taking this one. Let's see, if T
Yes.
months after each month. So if there are 2 months, it will be 20. If 3 months, it will be 30. So yeah, 10. Great. But it's quite easy, so you're going to do 12 also. 12.
12 is D.
D, let's see. The larger beach ball has a diameter. So this is essentially the diameter question, but diameter is two times the radius. But you know, you can just if you're taking the ratio, you can if a diameter, you can just divide by D1 and D2. For the circumference, it will be well directly proportionate. But if it's for an area of a circle, it will be squared and directly proportionate. D2, D2, everything squared. And they're asking for the volume. So it will be D1 over D2 all cubed. I won't bore you with the explanation, but if you just fill in the equation for the calculating the volume, the area, or the circumference, you have this. Either D or R, they'll make sense. They'll be cool. Both are good. Both are correct. You don't really have to do any conversion here. You can just use 3x over x all cubed and you get 27 to 1. All right, cool. But this is quite easy, so you're going to do the next one. What is 13? Oh.
13 is A.
A, all right. A, how about it? Plug in 0. Let's see. 0 is 2. So this out. This dude out. And how about 1? 1 is 2 times 3 is 6. 6 out. All right, A. Very good. Next one is Alan, can you do 14 for me?
C.
C, exactly. This one. Either -2 or -1 or some 2 point something. But they're giving us C. All right, cool. 15 also. How about 15? You do it also. This is kind of new, so take your time.
C.
All right. If I give you this equation, y equals a b x, no bt, let's say it's t, so it can be very easily related, a times bt, and I give you another equation, a plus bt. So for every t, let's say t is hours, all right, every t on equation 1, if I say t is 2, how much is y1? How much is y2? A t equals 2.
AB squared.
AB squared, and y2 is,
A plus 2B.
all right, so apply the same logic to this equation. Y1 equals a 2t, y2 equals a plus 2 times t. How much do you reckon y1 will increase after 2 hours? After 1 hour? How much do you think it will increase?
Like 1 hour, like T is 1. Is that what
Yes,
you're saying?
t is 1.
Nothing.
Are you
Just
sure?
T.
If t is 0, which means the very first hour, it will be nothing. But if I give you 1 hour from the beginning, t will be 1 and y1 will increase by
2.
exactly. It increases by 2 times. So 2 times a. So if I say t equals 2. Okay, if I say t equals 2, firstly equals 1. Am I saying that y1 doubles every 1 hour? Is that true? This 1 hour, after 1 hour, y1 doubles, right? How about y2? After 1 hour, how much does y2 increase?
Two.
Increases
But-
by 2, right? So this doubles, and this will be by 2. So you can clearly see the difference here, but increase by 2 and doubles, increase by 3 and triple, and increase by 4 and quadruple every single hour or every t, right? So what are the two questions you can cross out initially when I give you the exponential equation?
CD.
Exactly, because on the exponential equation, you can only double, triple, quadruple, or multiply by 5 times every t. You can't really increase by, because that will be for the linear graph, okay? The linear graph is increased, and the by and the exponential graph will be times or multiply by, not increase. Increase is plus, and double or multiply is the multiplication. So A or B? Let's see, A or B in this equation?
B.
Exactly, because after t times, double t times, it really doesn't make sense. But every t, if I say every t, you just B. If I say t is 1, has it double? Has A double if t is 1? Will A double if t is 1?
Yeah.
Is it really? If t is 1, this will be 1/6. So 2 times 2 to the power 1/6, it will be square root of 6 2. Is it really double?
Oh no, it has to be 6 days for it to double.
Exactly. It has to be 6t. T equals 6. So after 6 days, this t, this 1t over 6 will be 1, and this will be increased by 2 times. And that is when it will be doubled. Okay. Have you understood this concept?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next up will be essentially what I was teaching you was still statistics. No, it's not really statistic, but it's graph. It's exponential. Let's see. Let's recheck, because on the SAT it's very limited when it comes to knowledge. Yeah, exponentials. So remember these fields of knowledge, because it will come in handy later. The SAT is essentially it. All right. Next up, Lina, do 7 for me, will you?
Choose B.
All right, B, 7B. Let's see. Mean of dataset A is greater than mean of dataset B. So do you need to calculate between A and B? Do you need to use your calculator?
And I need to calculate
So how did you do it?
because between 0 to 14, two data hit the same. However, in data set A also hits between 60 to 70, and after that, it will be greater than.
Right, because this will be this is essentially an outlier, and this is greater than any previous data. How about if I cross this out and I give this let's say -2, if this makes sense at all? -2 to -1. What will be the answer in this case?
The mean of data set B will be is greater than the mean of data set A.
Exactly, because when it comes to this case, this scenario, B will be greater because the entirety of B is, on average, is bigger than the entirety of this. But in this case, the entirety of A, which is larger than B a bit, because these are quite identical, and the is a bit bigger than B because look the graph. Right, 7 is quite easy, so you're gonna have to do this for me also. Wait, have I? Why there's no circle here? Oh, oh, I forgot. This one I give out for you from 20 to 38. That's why I didn't circle it. Because I thought there are some decent questions here. Anyway, how about 25? You do it also, Lina?
C.
25C. All right. How did you come about C? How did you do it?
In fact, the area of the square is 18.
Wait. In the figures shown, if the area of the shaded region is 36 pi, why did you know? How did you assume that 18 is the area of the square? How did you know it? 18. Why is 18 the area of the square?
The area of the shaded region is 36 pi minus 18, and 36 pi will be the area of the circle. Therefore, 18 will be the area of the square.
Because this shaded region has the shape of a circle, right? So essentially the area of the shaded region is 36 pi minus 18. It means that it's minusing this part, which is the entirety of the circle minusing 18, because the formula for the area is r squared times pi. There's no such thing as minus a or b or c, so this must be outside of the area of the formula. So minus a is this. So 18 is the square, and perimeter, it will be very easily calculated if you already know this clue. So very good. It's C, correct? All right, next one. Let's come back to Thumb. Do this quickly for me.
B.
What is the initial value?
500.
After how many years will this be increased by 2.5%? After how many years?
A year.
How many?
1.
Exactly, because t is divided by 1. So after 1 year, it will be increased by 0. No, not increased by, will be multiplied by 0.25%, 0.25, which means it will be increased by 2.5%. So yes. Next one, you do it also, Thumb. Let's see. Oh, down here, getting interesting. 32. Y-intercept. 32. How did you do? Wait, let's check your answer first. What is 32? What is your result of 32?
Oh, why I remember I didn't do this.
It's a student's response.
Oh. It's 10.
How?
It said that the y-intercept, so the x should be 0,
Exactly.
and
You plug them in, right?
yeah, and
You plug it
3
in. 3 to the power 0 is?
is 1 plus.
Exactly, it's 10. So it's very simple, but many would do this way. Many would result to this way. Wait. Which is using. Hang on a sec. Let me just screen share the entire desktop. Result in using the Desmos. So you can use the graph if you don't really know what you're doing, but it would take a bit of time. And this will be the interface as you've seen already. Y equals, I forgot, 3 to the power of x plus 9. And you have this equation. This is the y-intercept. Y-intercept is 0, 10. So it's 10. You can see it's also pretty simple, but it takes a bit more time comparing to if you do it by hand. So it's 10, right? Is it difficult? Not really. So you do 35, though. Do 35 also. $35. I'm sorry, are you saying something because I don't hear anything?
I'm doing on this exercise, so second. Like 2.5.
So the misconception everybody gets is to assume on a graph the 2C exists when it really doesn't, because the only 2 points they give us is 0, 4 and 5, 0. And if you just draw a straight line between 2 and the graph, you're gonna have the very middle point, I would say. And if you just move it to the side, you're gonna have still a middle point, and I would say that it's 2.5. But it's not correct because the answer is 2.4, right? Why is it? Because don't assume, man, because the shape, the worst scenario is you're gonna have to do because you don't have time. But let's say that doesn't happen, because that won't happen in this case, in this class, when you don't really have time for the math section. What you do is you form an equation out of this. You have 2 points. Firstly, this one is very special because it's a y-intercept, so it's +4 already. And this is a very special point also because you can see that there are very two beautifully put points. So you're going to have the slope. What's the slope? Let's see. Rise over run, delta y over delta x. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 over 5. And this is going down, so I'm going to put the minus sign here. Minus 4 over 5x plus 4 is the equation to y. And let's plug them in. X equals 2, and I get minus 4, 5 times 2 plus 4. Don't really have my calculator with me. Wait a second. Wait, let me just turn on this real quick. 2 over 5, no, minus 4 over 5 times 2 plus 4 is 2.4 exactly. Right? Remember, this is the decimal point, is a dot. It's not a comma. A comma is not a decimal point. A comma only separates between 1,000 from the thousand, the hundreds. These in America, they will use the comma. And when they use the dot, it will be a decimal point because it's called the decimal point. Okay, so if you put in 2,4 on the ICT Blue Book, it'll be incorrect, and you will lose the point on that. Okay, so pay attention. So it's 2.4. Very good. Next one. Hung, you do it this.
4 is 863.
So the median country
863.
is
Italy.
Italy. Why? Why Italy? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 1, 10. 10 but divided by 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be Japan, right?
You have to short it in increasing order.
Okay, so the first one is El Salvador. Next one is what is
Iceland.
Japan?
Iceland. Oh, Japan. Japan, then
too.
Iceland, then Iceland.
Iceland to New Zealand,
New
and
Zealand
finally to
and
Italy,
Italy.
the 5th country, right? So this is the 5th point. The median is 863. This is very simple, but very trippy. Not tricky, trippy, because you can very easily mistake on this. Right, 36 and 37, you do it also, Hung?
— 36 is 5.
36 what?
5,000.
Exactly, 5,000. What is the typical minimum weight of an adult in the wild in pounds? Pounds to give but African elephant in the wild, the minimum here 2.5. So yes, 5,000. Just easy conversion. 37.
16.76. 16.67.
Okay. 16.67. What if I put in 16.66?
It's also correct.
All right, because this is the infinitely 66666, so it will be, can also be this. But if the answer is 16.67 in full, if there are no anything, because you're not concatenating meaning you just cut short an infinitely long line, that means concatenating. And if you don't do it, and if this is the final result, let's say 3.14, 2.32, this is the final answer. But if you put in 3.33, this won't be correct because this is not concatenated version. But in this case, this is an unlimited line of number, so you can either put in 66 or 67. Why 66? And if you put in this, 16.6 would be incorrect because 5 characters, okay? The limit is 5 characters. And if you put in 16.6, the SAT would assume that the final answer is 16.6, not 16.666, it's only 6, right? So remember, the limit is 5. Be careful not. Very good. 16.67 or 66. Very good. Great. Let's do some. Oh, time flies. Let's see. 4. Do it for me, An. How about 4? Wait a second. 3, okay, 4. Everybody, put your own answer in the chat because I want to see your result on this. 4, number 4. Everyone. Okay, some are correct and some are still wrong because this is very tricky. Four.
B.
Okay, B. Let's see. The illumination is approximately 20% less than 30 minutes than it was 0 minutes at 0 minutes. Approximately 20% less. Wait, this is the 30 minutes mark. And if they say approximately, I would just assume at the 30 minutes, it will be 2600. So this will be a decrease of about 200. So 200, so 600. But be wary because this doesn't start at 0. This is 2200. It's not 0, it's 2200. So be careful not. But the smallest division on the unit line is 200. So this is essentially just a shortened version. So if I just convert this into a full scale graph, it'll be like this. 200, blah, 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 like this. It'll be very, very tiny like this. Okay, because this is concatenated. And this is 30 minutes. So I'm going to make a line here. And 0 minutes, I'm going to make a line here. And 20% less. Seems like most people choose B. 20% less. 3200 times 20% is 3200 times 0.2, 640. 640. So it is B is correct. Because look, if you choose D, it means that you haven't paid a close attention enough to these this graph. The graph starts as 0, in this case the time, but in the y-axis it starts at 2200, right? So if you don't pay close attention enough, this will very easily be D, or some cases C, because this is how the graph drawer can lie based on statistics, because they can pretty much just shorten the range. By doing so, they can exaggerate the amount of difference. So it's very well, don't believe your eyes, don't assume, just do the calculation. Okay, So it's 600, about 600, and 20% is 640. So it's very close. So it's B. All right. Approximately 80% less. I don't think D can be correct. Okay. So yeah, if you choose D, meaning that you're just mistaken by the graph. Right, it's B. Yeah, it's B. Okay, next one. This one's too easy, but y-intercept plus 2 is -1. B, this one is easy, so I'm not going to ask you on this. Let's see if there are any good questions that were not worth the bother. Okay. Not much really. This one, do it for me also on. Try this out.
B.
All right, so if I am to convert this, I will have AB all to the power of 1/2. All right, so this will be A, not B, because if you place A, B, 1/2, it will carry out to every single equation in this. Okay, let's take, for example, 2 times 4 all to the power of 2. I'll get to the power of 2 times 4 to the power of 2, which is 2, 4. Yeah, 2 times 16. And 16 times 4 is 64. And 2 times 4 is 8. And 8 squared is 64 also. So this is how you're going to verify this. Because if you use the verify button on your calculator, don't be over reliant on it, because the verify function on Casio scientific calculator is not really for every possible value. So if you take, say, 1, for example, A is 1 and B is also 1. So the resulting equation would be both equal to A and B. So don't be over reliant on verify button, but just give yourself a very special number, for example, 2 and 4. Avoid 1s and 0s because it results in the outliers, because 1s and 0s are pretty much likely to be the special exceptions. So be cautious when you use the verify button. Okay, the last one, it will be given to Lina. There are very good questions that, here. Yeah, this one. Lina, do this quickly. How about this?
3A.
A, why is A? I want to hear your take on this.
The name of the thing increased. So um,
Increased by 0.06 millimeter, so it is a linear increase. All right, so if I say the length of the fin is 0.06 of the last day, Which one would it be? Is it C? If I say each other day, every other day, the fin length is 0.06 of the last day, then which equation would I choose?
C.
Okay, increase when exponentially increased, it is bigger than 1. For example, 1.25, meaning I'm increasing by 25%. All right. So if it is smaller than 1, it means decay or decrease. All right. So this is bigger or smaller than 1.
C. Smaller.
So the answer is
D.
D, exactly. So in this case only, but in this question, it is A. All right. Next one is no, this everything is so simple. All right, final one is no, this is too much, too simple. 9. How about this, Lena? You do it also. 9. Finish this off with 9. I'm sorry.
B.
All right, B. What is the equation? What is the formula you used?
X over 100 minus X
X over 100
minus
Mi-
X.
minus X.
No. X over 100 minus X.
Oh, minus X. Okay. This one.
Equal to 2 over 3.
2 over 3. Right, very good. Let's see. Archaeologists discover a total of 100 Roman coins. So this is the total, but the ratio of featuring either is okay, is one or another. Emperor Augustus or Emperor Tiberius or something. The ratio of coin featuring Emperor Augustus is X. If you call it X, the remaining will be 100 minus X, because you have to take out the emperor, because this is either, not both. Okay, so put this into the calculator. You're gonna have X is B, 40. Exactly, very good. And quickly I'll do the 8. Best interpretation of number 8 in this context. 8 is then the number of group in the younger children. The number of groups in the number of children. So the younger, the total is absolutely wrong. The number of groups is too much. Older children, wrong. The younger children, so it's B, right? So 8 is B and 9 is B also. Okay, that's it. That's every question that I wanted to highlight. Yeah. Everything else is quite simple. It doesn't worth the bother. And yeah, you guys did very well today, and I hope you keep the good pace. This one is quite good, but it's just the same. All right. Do you guys have any other questions for today's lesson? All right. If not, then class is dismissed. I'll see you guys again soon. Okay. Have a good day. And remember, tomorrow there will be an exam. Okay. Goodbye.